Okay, so have you ever been in that spot where you've put everything into creating something amazing, but it's just not selling the way you hoped?
I know exactly what you mean. It's like you pour your heart and soul into this product or service and then crickets, and you start to question everything.
Yeah. Is it me? Is it the market? Am I just totally off base here?
It can be so frustrating. And the thing is, a lot of times the problem isn't the product itself, but the way it's presented, the offer.
Ah, so it's not about what you're selling, but how you're selling it.
Exactly. And that's where this book, $100 Offers by Alex Hormozi, comes in. It's a total game changer because it gives you a framework for crafting offers that are so irresistible.
Irresistible offers. I like the sound of that. What's the secret sauce?
Well, one of the most counterintuitive things Hormozi argues is that you shouldn't shy away from charging a premium price.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
You're telling me we should charge more? I thought the goal was to be competitive and affordable.
It seems counterintuitive, right? But Hormozi makes a really compelling case. He believes that higher prices can actually lead to better clients and ultimately a more successful business.
Hmm. Okay, I'm curious. How does that work?
So think about it. When you position yourself as a premium provider, you're going to attract clients who are serious about investing in themselves and getting results. They're not just bargain hunting, they're looking for quality and they're willing to pay for it.
So it's about attracting the right kind of clients,
Yeah.
the ones who value what you offer and are committed to the process.
Exactly. And he actually shares an example in the book about a gym that raised their prices and saw a huge improvement in their clientele. Fewer no-shows, more engaged members, and a better overall community vibe.
Interesting. So it's like you're weeding out the tire kickers and attracting the people who are truly ready to commit.
Precisely. And when you have those high-quality clients, you can invest more in your business, deliver even better results, and create this amazing upward spiral.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do you convince people to pay those premium prices in the first place? It's one thing to say you're worth it, but it's another to actually get people to buy in.
And that's where this thing called the value equation comes in. It's a framework that Hormozi breaks down to help you understand how people perceive value and what they're willing to pay for.
Oh, a value equation.
Right.
I'm all ears. Break it down for me.
So there are four key factors in this equation. The first one is the dream outcome.
Dream outcome. What's that all about?
It's about getting to the core of what your customer really desires. What is that big dream they're chasing? What's the ultimate transformation they're hoping to achieve?
So it's not just about the surface level wants, but the deeper emotional drivers behind their goals.
You got it. For example, someone might say they want to lose weight, but their dream outcome might be to feel confident in a swimsuit for an upcoming vacation or to finally have the energy to play with their kids without getting winded.
Aha. So we need to dive a little deeper and really understand those underlying motivations.
Absolutely. And once you understand that dream outcome, you can position your offer as the bridge that helps them get there.
I see. So it's not just about selling them a product or service. It's about selling them a solution to their deepest desires.
Exactly. And the second factor in the value equation is perceived likelihood of achievement.
Okay, perceived likelihood of achievement. So basically, how likely are they to actually achieve that dream outcome if they invest in your offer?
Exactly. And this is all about building trust and credibility. You need to convince them that you can actually deliver on your promises.
Right, because it's one thing to have a great dream outcome, but if people don't believe they can actually achieve it, they're not going to buy in.
Exactly. And that's where things like testimonials, case studies, and social proof come in. It's about showing people that you've helped others achieve similar results.
Ah, so it's about showing, not just telling. Proof is key.
Exactly. If you've helped someone double their income or lose 20 pounds or whatever the outcome is, share those stories. Let your results speak for themselves.
I love it. Okay, so we've got dream outcome and perceived likelihood of achievement. What's the next factor in this value equation?
The third factor is time delay. And this one's pretty straightforward. It's about how long it takes to achieve that desired result.
So the faster someone can achieve their dream outcome, the more valuable your offer becomes.
Exactly. Think about it.
Mm.
We live in a world of instant gratification. We want results and we want them now. So if you can help someone achieve their goals in 30 days instead of 90 days, your offer is going to be way more appealing.
Right. Time is of the essence. It's like a race to the finish line. The quicker we can get there, the better.
Exactly. And then the final piece of the value equation is effort and sacrifice.
Effort and sacrifice. So what will people need to give up in order to achieve that dream outcome?
Precisely. Are they going to have to invest a lot of time and energy? Will they need to make significant lifestyle changes? The more effort and sacrifice involved, the less appealing your offer becomes.
That makes sense. People are always looking for the path of least resistance.
Exactly. So if you can make the process as easy and painless as possible, people are going to be much more likely to invest.
So it's like offering that done-for-you service or creating a system that simplifies the process and removes as much friction as possible.
You got it. And the beauty of this value equation is that once you understand these four factors, you can start to strategically craft your offer to maximize those elements that drive perceived value.
This is blowing my mind. I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together to create an offer that's truly irresistible.
And the cool thing is that this equation can be applied to virtually any product or service. It's a universal framework for understanding what people value and how to create offers that speak directly to their needs and desires.
Powerful stuff. So we've got a good grasp on the value equation now. But how do we hopefully go about creating these irresistible offers? What are the nuts and bolts? What are the steps?
Well, Hormozi lays out a 5-step process that takes you from identifying that dream outcome all the way to packaging and refining your offer for maximum impact. And that's what we're going to dive into next.
Perfect. I can't wait to hear more. Okay, so last time we were talking about that 5-step process from Hormozi for crafting these irresistible offers. You ready to break that down?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Awesome. So where do we begin?
Step 1 is all about nailing that dream outcome. We touched on this with the value equation, but it's so important it gets its own step.
Right. Because if you don't understand what your customer truly desires, you're kind of shooting in the dark.
Exactly. It's like trying to hit a target with your eyes closed. You need to get crystal clear on what your ideal customer is really craving. What keeps them up at night? What are they ultimately hoping to achieve?
So this is where good old-fashioned market research comes in, right? Talking to our customers, reading reviews, really getting inside their heads.
You got it. And don't just rely on surface-level assumptions. Go deeper. Ask why multiple times to uncover those underlying motivations.
Like peeling back the layers of an onion?
Exactly. Remember that gym example from before? Maybe people aren't just signing up to lose weight. Maybe they're dreaming of running a marathon or feeling more energetic or fitting into their old jeans.
So it's about getting to the heart of their why, the emotional drivers behind their goals.
Exactly. Once you understand that, you can position your offer as the vehicle that helps them reach their destination.
Love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so step 1 is all about nailing that dream outcome. What about step 2?
Step 2 is where we start brainstorming solutions. Hormozi calls this list the vehicles.
Vehicles. Interesting.
Yeah. Think of it this way. You know where you want to go, the dream outcome. Now you need to figure out what kind of vehicle will get you there.
Gotcha. So we're brainstorming all the possible ways we could help our customers achieve that dream outcome.
Exactly. And don't hold back at this stage. Even if some ideas seem crazy or impractical at first, just get them all out there.
So it's like a no-judgment brainstorming session, just letting those creative juices flow.
Precisely. You never know where inspiration might strike. Let's say you're a life coach helping people find their purpose. Your vehicles could include one-on-one sessions, group workshops, online courses, retreats, even a membership community. The possibilities are endless.
Okay, so we've identified the dream outcome and brainstormed a bunch of potential solutions. What's next?
Step 3 is where we start to get a little more practical and start filtering those vehicles.
Filtering. So we're weeding out the ones that aren't going to work.
Exactly. We need to evaluate each potential solution based on 2 key criteria: cost and impact.
Cost, meaning the resources and investment required to implement the solution, and impact, meaning its effectiveness in actually helping customers achieve that dream outcome.
You got it. So some solutions might be too expensive or time-consuming to implement, while others might not be impactful enough to justify the investment.
It's all about finding that sweet spot solutions that are both feasible and effective.
Right. And during this filtering stage, you're going to start eliminating the weaker ideas and focusing on the most promising ones.
So survival of the fittest, huh? Only the strongest vehicles make it through.
Exactly. Okay, so now we've got our short list of potential solutions, the vehicles that have passed the test. What's next?
Time to pick a winner?
Not quite yet. Step 4 is all about ranking those remaining vehicles.
Ranking them. So we're putting them in order based on what?
You're going to prioritize them based on 2 things: their potential impact and their ease of implementation.
So we're looking at which solutions are going to have the biggest bang for our buck and which ones are actually realistic for us to implement given our resources and expertise.
Precisely. This step is crucial because it helps you identify that low-hanging fruit, the solutions that you can launch quickly and easily to start generating those results.
So it's a strategic play, figuring out which moves we're going to make first.
Right. Imagine you're a freelance writer helping businesses with their website copy. After filtering your vehicles, you might be left with a done-for-you package, a template library, and an online course.
Okay, and each one of those could potentially help businesses achieve their dream outcome of having a website that converts.
Exactly. But now you need to rank them based on impact and ease of implementation. Maybe that done-for-you package has the highest potential impact, but it's also the most time-consuming. The template library might be easier to create, but maybe not as impactful, and the online course could fall somewhere in between.
It's like a puzzle figuring out the best order to tackle these things.
And that leads us to the final step. Step 5. Trim and stack your offer.
Trim and stack. Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me.
So you've got your ranked list of vehicles, and now it's time to actually package them into an irresistible offer. Trimming means getting rid of anything that doesn't add significant value or that's too costly or complicated to implement.
So we're streamlining, cutting the fat, making it lean and mean.
Exactly. And stacking means taking those remaining vehicles and combining them in a way that creates a compelling package.
I'm envisioning like a layered cake. Each layer adds a new dimension of flavor and texture.
I love that analogy. It's like we're master chefs carefully crafting the perfect recipe for success.
Okay, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But seriously, can you give me a concrete example of how this trim and stack process works in practice?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that freelance writer example. You might decide to trim the online course for now because it's going to take the most time and effort to create.
Makes sense. Focus on the things that are going to give you the biggest return on investment in the shortest amount of time.
Exactly. And then you could stack the done-for-you package and the template library into a tiered offer.
Ooh, a tiered offer. I like where this is going.
Right. So you could offer a basic package that includes the template library and then a premium package that includes both the templates and the done-for-you service.
Brilliant. You're catering to different price points and different needs within your target audience.
Exactly. And here's a little pro tip. Think about offering a fast action bonus for those who purchase within a certain time frame.
Ooh, I like that. It's like creating a sense of urgency. Get it now before it's gone.
Exactly. It taps into that fear of missing out and encourages people to take action sooner rather than later.
This is amazing. We're giving people options, we're creating urgency, we're maximizing value. I'm starting to see the magic of this whole trim and stack concept.
And the best part is it can be applied to any industry, any niche. It's all about getting creative and finding those irresistible combinations.
Okay, so we've walked through this entire 5-step process. We've identified the dream outcome, brainstormed solutions, filtered and ranked those solutions, and then trimmed and stacked them into a killer offer. But what about those extra layers of persuasion we talked about before? Scarcity, urgency, bonuses, guarantees. How do those fit into the equation?
Those are like the spices that take your offer from good to great. They add that extra kick, that irresistible flavor that makes people want to devour it.
Okay, you're making me hungry again. But I'm also super curious. Let's break down those spices. All right, so we've talked about crafting the perfect offer, adding those extra layers of persuasion, giving it a killer name, even refreshing it when it starts to lose its shine.
And now comes the fun part, actually launching that Grand Slam offer and getting it out into the world.
Right, because what's the point of having an amazing offer if no one knows about it? It's like that saying, if a tree falls in the forest.
Exactly. And this is where I see a lot of entrepreneurs struggle. They get so caught up in creating the perfect offer that they hesitate to actually put it out there.
It can be scary, right? Putting yourself out there, facing potential rejection. It's like stage fright, but for your business.
It's totally understandable. But here's the thing. You don't have to be a marketing guru or have a massive budget to get your offer seen.
So what are some practical, actionable things people can do to start promoting their offers without getting overwhelmed?
One of the easiest and most effective strategies is to leverage your existing network.
Your network. So like friends, family, past clients.
Exactly. Tell everyone you know about your new offer. Share it on social media. Send out an email blast. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals.
It's about tapping into those warm leads, the people who already know, like, and trust you.
Right. And those people are much more likely to be receptive to your offer than cold leads who've never heard of you before.
Makes sense.
What else? Another great strategy is collaboration. Partner up with other businesses or influencers in your niche.
So like joint ventures, cross-promotions, that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's a win-win. You get to tap into each other's audiences and expand your reach.
Love it. Okay, what about content marketing? I hear that's super important these days.
Content marketing is huge, and it's a really effective way to build trust and establish yourself as an authority in your field.
So creating blog posts, articles, videos, podcasts, basically anything that provides value to your target audience.
Exactly. And within that content, you can subtly promote your offer without being too salesy or pushy.
It's about providing value up front and building those relationships.
Precisely. And remember, consistency is key. You're not going to see results overnight. It takes time and effort to build momentum.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. We need to be patient, persistent, and keep showing up even when we don't see immediate results.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different marketing channels, different messaging, and see what works best for you.
So it's a process of continuous improvement, tweaking and refining our approach based on what we learn along the way.
Exactly. And most importantly, take action. Don't let fear or perfectionism hold you back. Just get your offer out there and start making a difference.
Love it. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, creating value, solving problems, making a positive impact.
And Hormozi's $100 an hour offers gives us the tools to do just that. It challenges us to think differently about our businesses and create offers that people truly can't resist.
If you're ready to level up and build your own Grand Slam offer, this book is a must-read.
Absolutely. And remember, knowledge is power only when it's put into action. So go out there and make it happen.
And until next time, keep diving deep.